up, Ricky? You like the shirt I bought you the other day?
Oh yeah, the shirt, I love it. Is there any chance that like after work or something like that, can you give me another one but in blue?
Dark blue?
Dark blue, yeah, like maybe some yellow or white, something like that.
Okay, I'll stop by and check that out for you.
Okay.
How's it going? Yeah. Shit. Nice shirt.
Yeah, man. New line. And your total will be $26.98.
$26.98. What's that right there?
Man, I think those buttons.
Registration deadlines are coming up. Mark your calendar. You plan to take the.
So as you could see, I put the is up there with the change. What is the change? I put the of on the bottom of the original amount. That way you have the proportion. So let's say you wanted to buy some shoes. Yeah, you walk into Foot Locker right here in El Centro and you see an awesome pair of retro Air Jordans and the price on those Jordans is $59.99. So let's say you had $64 in your pocket. Maybe you have $64.50. Who knows? Or maybe 65. The bottom line is you don't want to be embarrassed, right? You want to know how much the taxes are going to be on $59.99. So the first thing you need to know is the tax rate in El Centro. So according to this website, the sales tax in El Centro is 8.25%, which is pretty high compared to other cities. The average in California, I believe, is 7.75. But this is our tax rate in El Centro. What does this mean, 8.25%? That means per 100. So let's say you go buy a $100 pair of shoes, you're actually going to end up paying $108.25 because that's a sales tax in El Centro. So now that we know the sales tax and also the price of the shoes being $59.99, now we could actually do the math. So we're going to set up the proportion. A fraction equals another fraction. So let's look at the first fraction. What is the change in price? Well, we know that the original amount, might as well write that down at the bottom because the denominator says original amount. We know the original amount of the price of these shoes are $59.99. And we need to know what is the change in price with the taxes, right, which are 8.25%. We know that that's going to be an increase in price, but the question is, how much is it going to increase? That's what we're trying to figure out. So we don't know how much actually the taxes are in terms of dollars and cents. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put an X up here, okay, because we don't know what the change in price is. Is it $3 more? Is it $4 more? Is it $4.50 more? So what is the change? That's what we don't know. How about the percent over 100? Well, do we have a percent? Yes, we do. This is the percent, 8.25%. Now, what does 8.25% mean? It means 8.25 per 100. So this is the setup, the proportion that we need to solve. And of course, when we have one fraction equaling another fraction, we could solve this. How?
Cross multiply. Sas.
That's right, we're going to cross multiply. So let's set this up. Sorry about that, I needed to rearrange things. Here we go, let's set it up. X times 100 equals 59.99 times 8.25. So we have 100x equaling that disgusting number right there that I got with the calculator, obviously. Final step would be to divide by 100. That way the 100 cancels out, x is by itself. Divide by 100. I could use a calculator, but remember, dividing by 100 is simple. You just get that decimal and move it over 2 spaces because there's 2 zeros right there. If you were multiplying by 100, it would move over 2 spaces this way. So dividing by 100, move over 2 spaces, and there is our x. X equals 4.949175. And of course, we are talking about dollars here. So you're not going to say $4.94 with all these numbers. It's $4.94, but that 9 makes that 4 become a 5, okay? You always look at the third number, and you got to determine if you're actually the third place value after the decimal. You got to determine if that's going to make that 4 change to a 5 or if it's going to keep it the same as 4. Let me tell you this, anything that's 5 or above, a 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, which we have a 9, that's going to change that 4 to a 5. But if this were a 4, then it would just be $4.94. If it were a 3 or a 2 or a 1 or a 0, it would just be $4.94. But right here, the 9 changes that 4 to a 5, so your final answer is x equals $4.95. And of course, that is the taxes that we have up here, $4.95. Now, what you still need to do is to take your original price of the shoe, $59.99, and add those taxes. So your final answer, of course, I'm using a calculator here, is $64.94. That's how much you would actually pay if you walked in today to Foot Locker and bought some pair of shoes that are $59.99. With taxes, it'll come out to $64.94. Now, I know you're probably thinking, what the heck? Look at all this work. I'm not going to tell the person at the register, hold on, let me get my notebook and let me do all of this math to figure out my total price, $64.94. Okay, so I explained this, the cross multiplying, sas, so you could understand how the previous knowledge relates to this current knowledge, right, that we're learning here. But there is a shortcut, all right? There's a quick one step that you could do on a calculator to calculate this final price of $64.94. So I've deleted all my work and I still have the final price here of the shoes. Here is the shortcut, guys. You should have copied these notes down already. It says when there's an increase in your price or your amount, kind of like taxes, it increases the amount. What you're going to do is do total original price times parentheses 1 plus R, which is your percentage rate, which is your taxes, but R should be written as a decimal, but write R as a decimal, okay? So the 8.25% that we have here in El Centro tax, if you want to write it as a decimal, you're going to have to take the decimal that's in there in the percent and move it over 2 spaces. Why? Because percent actually means divided by 100, right? Percent, if you scratch that out and write it as a divided by 100, that's what percent actually means. And dividing by 100 would make the decimal move over 2 spaces to the right. That's what it says up here. A percent can be changed to a decimal by moving the decimal to the left 2 units. So you move it 1, 2, and you get the decimal 0.0825. So with that said, let's go back to the problem we just did right now. Now let's do original price times parentheses 1 plus 0.0825. So what I've done is I moved the notes to the side. I rewrote the notes that we needed. We want to do the total price of these Jordan shoes that were on sale for $59.99, and the sales tax is 8.25%. So instead of going through that whole nonsense, or not nonsense, but that whole process of cross multiplying, let's set this up. Total price will be original price. So there's the price right there. Let's write that down. $59.99. And we're going to multiply it by 1 plus, now R, as the note said, is the rate, the taxes, the percentage. But you need to change the percent to a decimal. So like we said on our notes, the point right after the 8 is going to move this way 2 spaces, so it's going to be 0.0825. And let's actually take that 0.0825 and write it right here. So again, 0.0825. So what I would do is just leave the plus there. I know you guys could do 1 plus 0.0825, and that'll be 1.0825. And you just get a calculator and go $59.99 times 1.0825. 1.0825 is like the magic number, right? Anywhere, any store you're at in El Centro, you want to calculate taxes, take your original price, multiply it by 1.0825. But I recommend when we show our work here to leave the plus sign, especially because when there's a decrease, we're not going to have a plus sign, we're going to use a minus sign, and it won't be 1.0825. Like if there's a 20% off, you're going to put minus and 20%, but as a decimal, that would be a 0.20. So it's a better idea to leave the plus or the minus so we could relate more to these notes. Again, if there's an increase like taxes, there's going to be a plus, original price with the plus sign in there, 1 plus the R, which is a percent, but as a decimal. Or if there's a decrease, there's going to be a minus, okay? So if it's a 35% off sale at a store, you're going to write that 35% off as 0.35, because 35% off, you could envision a decimal right here, and you want to convert it to a decimal, you're going to have to move it 1 space, 2 space. That's why it'd be a 0.35 that you would actually write in here, because you don't want to leave it as a percent. You want to change it to a decimal, which would be a 0.35. So we want to leave it as parentheses with a plus or parentheses with a minus when we multiply the original price by it. So going back to this problem here, $59.99 times, type this into a calculator, and you will get the final answer of $64.94. It's actually on the calculator 64.939175, but of course we are talking about dollars. So when we're talking about money, we're talking about dollars and cents. So this is what we're talking about. However, this 9 does change that 3. It makes it round up to become a 4, and that's why it's $64.94. So what my point is, it's super fast to just get your calculator or your cell phone and get to the calculator on your cell phone and type in the price and then put times 1 plus 0.0825. Or of course, you could do it quicker by just adding this in your head. But I do want you to show your work with the plus sign or with the minus if you're calculating a decrease in price. So if you're at the store, you could use a magic number, $59.99 times the magic number 1.0825. It'll instantly give you the answer, and it's way faster than doing cross multiply. Yeah, it's way faster than that. So there it is, the magic number for buying stuff in El Centro today. Now, why do I say today? Because next year the tax rate may be different. It might not be 8.25%. Or if you're in a different state, not in El Centro, or maybe you're even further Northern California, up there it's 7.75. So in Northern California it would be 1.0775 instead of 825. But this specifically for El Centro today, you could use this magic number. So whatever it is you're buying, multiply that amount by this, and it'll give you your total out-the-door price, including taxes. Let's say you want to buy some undershirts that cost $19.93 at Walmart, which I actually did buy. To calculate the total price, you would have to do $19.93 times 1.0825, that magic number for El Centro. And you get that answer with a calculator. Now, of course, you're only going to say that it's $21.57. The 7 did not change because that's a 4. So that's the out-the-door price, including taxes. You see how easy it is? You could do this in a couple of seconds with your cell phone calculator. Just want to show you the receipt here. True story. I mean, I bought it, and as you can see, the taxes are 8.25%. That's $1.64. When you add it to the original 1993, it comes out to $21.57. That's exactly what I calculated right there. So there is no more guessing when you're buying something. You know exactly how to do it. Multiply by the magic number 1.0825. Now you're probably thinking, how the heck does this actually work so awesome, right? So check this out. Let's say you wanted to buy some jeans, some expensive jeans, maybe at Macy's or something that costs $49.99. Now let's say you're here in El Centro, so you're going to be multiplying that $49.99 times 1.0825. The answer will be $54.11, because that 4 does not change it, so it's $54.11 out the door. That's how much you pay with taxes included for the $49.99. But let me explain how this actually works. It's kind of like separating that magic number. Put a 1 here and the tax rate here. So what the calculator does for you, it's kind of like distributed property. 49 times 1, that's the original price is going to be here, plus this times this, which is the taxes. That's why it adds your original price. It adds your original price with taxes, and bam, you end up with your final answer. As a matter of fact, I would like you to start setting it up this way. The parentheses, the 1, the plus, and the tax, whatever it is, but as a decimal. Remember, 8.25, move it over 2 spots. I want you to start setting it up like this. I'll explain why on the next video. It's actually because of these notes right here. Whenever you want to have calculate an increase, it's going to be your original price, parenthesis 1 plus R. Whenever you want to find a decrease, it's going to be your original price, parenthesis 1 minus R, where R is your percent written as a decimal. And we will continue this on the next video.